Can you hear that I'm crying this out for you? Like, why would I want to preach this for me? Do you think I flew down here to set you straight, to correct you? I believe what I'm preaching. And I believe you can live it, and so can I. And I'm believing we're the body of Christ. I'm here to cheer you on and stir you in love and good works, so that these little foxes don't keep stealing the precious fruit that wants to grow in our body. Just a little bit of wrong believing, man. Just a little bit of leaven does what? I'm telling you what, a little bit of wrong believing, and you don't deal with it, turns into a little more wrong believing. Just a touch of compromise, just a touch of whatever, all of a sudden becomes a lot of whatever. And all of a sudden 6 months goes by. There was a time you had a little 10% issue you were working with in your life, and now you're only 60-40. And you pick things up that you knew were dead. That's how it works. You've got to be a steward of your own heart. You've got to say, you know what, there's no looking back. I'm going after God. And the biggest thing, I promise you, is guarding your heart. And not letting your heart be for sale. Not letting it be subject to the things that you grew familiar with that we all said were normal. Because the emotions you grew up with are not what God gave you. People say, well, God gave us emotions, not the ones you grew up with. Don't you give him credit for that. Adam gave you those emotions. And they all stem from a self-centered foundation. You didn't have to teach your children how to be angry. You didn't sit down and teach them how to go, no, mine, give me. You didn't send them to school for that. As precious as they are, they're going to need Jesus. It's the fall. It's in the fall of man.
That's right.
Formed in their mother's womb in iniquity. It's the fall of man. It's Adam. You're born into Adam.
That's right.
That's why you need born. Because you were born into Adam. So what we grew up familiar with that we call normal is what he became after separation.
That's right. Amen.
None of that was there before. He said, there was no self-centeredness. It was the image of God. It was love. It was authority. It was holiness. The power of God's Spirit. And when he ate the tree, it all died. And he became a God unto himself, and cut off, and separated from truth.
Right.
And he got reduced back to a form and a shadow of what he was intended to be. So when Jesus raises from the dead, he walks in the room and says, peace be unto you in John 20. Why? Because he just put his blood on the mercy seat and made peace between God and man. And then the Redeemer, the last Adam, breathes on them, just like God did to Adam in the garden. Receive me, Holy Spirit.
Yes.
What did he do? Take them back to day one as if there was never sin. He blew breath, life back into him, back into them. And they were born. Then he said, hang out in the city and wait till the promise of the Father comes upon you. He's the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you just breathed on us and said, be filled with the Holy Spirit. Yeah, your spirit just got reborn and recreated, and light came into you, and life came into you. You're no longer terror, you're wheat. You're a keeper fish, you're in the live well, baby. You've been caught by God. Go tarry in the city because there's a promise coming. When he comes, he'll empower you to be a witness. Yeah. What did he do in John 20? He's the Redeemer. He's the redemption of man. He brought man back to the beginning. How did God make man in the garden? What got lost when man sinned? I'm breathing in that. Separation from God. You get it? And man was reduced to whatever man was in his flesh. So life in the Spirit turned into life in the flesh. Life in the faith turned to life in sensuality. And that's what we were born into. From the time you can remember, everybody in this room, from the time you can remember, you were trying to find out who you were in life, identify, you needed acceptance, you needed value, you wanted safety, you wanted protection. Some of us didn't have that at all, and it molded us, manipulated us. Some of us, we needed to fit in, we needed value, we didn't know we had a place and a purpose. We were always looking for affection, and we all needed love. From the time you can remember. Most of us didn't have much of that. And a lot of us had mixed messages sent. It seemed like that, and it wasn't that, and it was that, but it's so conditional. And all of a sudden we become a product of however we respond to the way life's going. Why? Because we're very needy, and we need love. Why? Because man got cut off from love. So once we get grafted back in, the goal isn't to need love, the goal is to become love. So the whole goal of the Christian is to not need love anymore, but to become love, to manifest Christ to the earth. So all of a sudden I challenge the days of offense and bitterness and frustration, personal letdown. All of a sudden I'm not protecting myself from you. I'm laying my life down for you. And greater love has no end in this. You get it? All of a sudden I don't even know what it means to say, well, I don't go to church anymore. People are just so great. I just don't go. Just have it in her. It's a dead giveaway that you don't know Jesus. You've been caught by religion. Dead giveaway. I'm not being brutal and mean. I'm being real. Countless people I sit on planes. So hey, do you know him? Do you love him? And is he in your life? Well, well, you're not attending anywhere either. No. Well, no. I used to go to church. Countless people. You have no idea. More people have that conversation with me than, oh yeah, I go to church. More people have a conversation, I used to go, but I don't go anymore because people make me mad. People rub me wrong. People are whack. I just assume not go to church. I got my own little thing with God. And then I attack that. I attack that gently. And 9 times out of 10 they cry. I'm not exaggerating. 9 times out of 10 they cry. Because they realize how deceived they're being. Because in their heart they know they don't have a thing going on with God. It's a language that boxes them in and protects them from me. When you call them on it, you talk to them, your heart's crying out. Because everybody's created to be in him and with him. And when you expose that thing, they cry on the plane. It's just fun. One lady said, well, I have my belief system. I said, oh, that's tragic. She said, excuse me? It's a belief system. I said, honey, that's so impersonal. You're hurt by church. You haven't been there because of unforgiveness and pain. You have a bad resume with church. It's cost you your intimacy with God, so now you're having to phrase a belief system. The truth is you don't know him. You're not walking with him. It's obvious. It's a language. Right? You got all that out of what I just said? I said, tell me the truth if it's not true, but I believe it's all true. She just cried. Well, my mom's been telling me that I've never seen praise. I said, listen, shh. You and Jesus. What about you and Jesus, honey? She said, she's cried 3 times hard. Flight attendant came, wanted to move her seat, thought I was bombing. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. She said, honey, I'm going to move your seat. I got a seat up here. She glared at me. She just, I didn't defend anything. I'm not cat in the corner. I'm not justifying nothing. If I'm really touching her life, she'll bear with us. If I'm a bother, she'll probably ought to move. My intention is not to bother her, I promise, but to bother everything that's lying to her. Amen. I want to bother that real bad. So we got out a big sword on the airplane. We started swinging for her head. Because God had her, man. She was toast. She bawled 3 times in a short time. Heart cries. Belly cry. Flight attendant won't move. God is so cool. She said, no, I'm fine. Well, you don't look fine now. There me. As soon as the flight attendant walked away, God's humorous. I go, no way. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. As soon as he walked away. She's trying to recover from her 3rd cry. And the Lord showed me she had Crohn's disease. And we had no conversation about nothing. And I tapped her. I said, honey, it's going to get a little exciting and tight for you. I need to tell you something. I looked right now. I said, Crohn's disease is no match. The blood of Jesus. But she's suffering horribly from it. And I knew it because he knows it. He's not mad at her. He's not repulsed by her. He's not saying, why haven't you been to church for so long? Or why aren't you in forgiveness instead of unforgiveness? Look what you're doing yourself. Look, you're just reaping what you're sowing. When you want to get a grip, come see me. But I'm telling you. Here's God taking a girl that's making a lot of mistakes at the cost of her own heart and destiny, and showing me what sickness is even in her body. And when I said Crohn's disease is no matter, she wailed harder than the other time. And I looked up and here she comes. And I said, oops, we're in trouble now. I said, no, this is going to be fun. She's storming. I mean, she's on a mission now. She's like a school mom, you know. She's like coming. She said, that's it, man. She grabbed her arm. I'm moving your seat. I have a seat up front, gather your things. She didn't even look at me. I don't remember her even looking at me this time. She was just... And the lady hooks my arm and plants her head right here tight. And said, no way am I moving. This man is helping me. So I just said, you know what happened? You explained to her some things, you prayed. You don't realize, even though you're trying to talk soft and honor people, I wasn't yelling. I wasn't using it as a place to project on the plane and preach to everybody. I was ministering to one lady, just loving her. You know what happened? I'm barely off the plane. I talked to you out there. What's going on? I just spoke with her and you want me to pray? No, just like, it's a totally different person. Then you get the most I've ever had. It was 4 people tracked me on the jetway before I got out. 4 is my record. I got 3 a lot. It's usually because you can't pull off more than 3 because of space and time, and you're usually out. But I've had 4 before I got off the jetway. It's fun. It's personal record. Without preaching to anybody, just loving one person. One time I'm talking to somebody beside me, and the man in front of me has got a book open, and I can see the page number, and I can see the title on the top of the book, or the chapter title, and we're just sitting talking, I'm talking, and I look, and he's sitting there, we're pushing 10, 12, maybe 15 minutes. Same page, never turned it. What's he doing? He's got his deer ears on, man. He's like, he's sitting there with his book open on. He is engrossed, trying to hang on every word he could probably barely hear. He forgot the book. He's not reading. He's on the, I'm thinking, dude, cover up better, or at least turn the page down. It's fun to me. That sure beats being caught up with flight arrangements, middle seat, crowds, travel, bummer, can't wait to get home.
Come on.
Landing in traffic time, rush hour. Sure beats all that stuff that eats our lunch when people are all around and Jesus wants to shine.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you, my days of issues ended 21 years ago. You can't break me from this. You don't have the power. And I won't give you the right. People that know me back home, this is what they know me for. Just consistency. Just being solid. When they call my house, my friends from years back, they know what they're going to get. They know I'm in Jesus. They know what's going to come out of my mouth, that it's going to be Jesus. They aren't wondering, I wonder how he's doing, I'm going to call him, I hope he's in a place to help me. They know by now. I actually have that testimony among my friends. That I am a surrendered man, and if you bump into me, Jesus is in me. Amen. My buddy Todd, same way. He's just awesome. We got a lot of folks actually back home that live that way. I believe we got people here that live that way. I know from Pastor's testimony, this house alone, this church house alone understands loving one another, being there for one another, accepting one another, working through things, covering things with love. Just let that keep growing and let that multiply out into the highways, out into the byways. Let's start touching and loving and blessing wherever we go. See, if you're not thinking the way I'm preaching, you don't see that. You're still trying to get through. If you let other things matter more, then what matters most will get blind to. You'll be at the gas pump worrying about a person, a situation, and rehashing something in your mind, and there's somebody standing right there, and they can barely walk. And all you need to do is say, "Excuse me, sir. Hey, man, it's pretty awesome how these gas prices have been holding, huh? You just want to come talk to him. Just be real." He's like, "Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. I've been thinking, like, when are they going to go up?" "Man, I've been thinking that too, but man, I'm glad. I've been thanking the Lord about that. Man, I seen you when is your hip messed up? What's going on?" "Oh, man, I got bad." They'll tell you. You ask, they'll tell you. You say, "Listen, I realize you're pumping and I'm pumping. Listen, I want to do something. You on your way to work?" "Yeah, man, I'm going to work." "Okay, I don't have much time either, but please, man, just stand there, keep pumping gas. I'm going to pray for you. And I'm believing God's going to bring change and do something awesome in that situation in your body, okay? And don't give him a chance to say no. Father, I just thank you. Just bang. No, serious. He might have went to church just enough, long enough to talk you out of why you don't need to pray for him, or why God might be doing this to him, why he already is on a prayer chain. And it amazes me, sometimes it's the Christians that give you the hardest trouble on why you shouldn't be praying for them. Because you don't go to their church or something. Well, ain't your daddy my daddy, and ain't his spirit in your spirit? Come on, man, give me your hand and let's get it on. Fire! It's just not that hard to love people. Is it? Come on, be real with me. If you see the truth of this gospel and you see the truth about your life in him, you'll start to realize the truth of him. And all of a sudden, everybody looks worth it. Everybody looks worth it. Because if they don't look worth it, you think you're worth it, that's the problem, because that's self-righteousness, and that's you looking down on people. That's you making yourself higher than them. Everybody's the same. Every mountain's low. Everybody. Here's the deal. You go into Walmart, a lot of product, a lot of prices, a lot of barcodes, price checks, right? Buy a lot of different products with different values. You go into the store of humanity, everybody in this room has the same price tag hanging on their head. It cost God the same for everyone. It didn't say, I needed a pint, and Gary needs 2 pints of the blood of Jesus. You might, but it ain't the point, see. Jesus had to shed his blood once for all. So what redeems you? What buys you? The blood. What redeems me and buys me? The blood. Why? We both have the same value. We both have the same value. You guys might be gifted in music, worship, the voice is awesome. I love the voice. I don't have anything within me. Both worth the blood. We both have equal value. You have a different falsehood of grace, a different level of gifting. We can both wake up to be like him. We can both wake up to love and pursue his image. You might be into missions. You might be into feeding the hungry, clothing the homeless, taking care of children, visiting nursing homes. That doesn't make us different. It just means there's great diversity of grace among the body of Christ, callings. What makes us one is that we all do it for the same reason, his great end, love. So if God can teach us in this house right here, the number face I'm looking at, that tonight when we go to bed, we are thankful for the gift called life. We're not dreading it. We're not loathing it. We're thankful that we have this one opportunity, this window called life, to make a difference, leave an impact, bring glory to his name, and leave a legacy that will speak forever. Just one little window. Why would you waste another day after hearing truth just being offended? Waste another day letting a person decide who you are instead of Jesus. Sing he's Lord at church and let everything else matter more. That would be deception. Yeah, you can go to bed tonight. You can believe this thing. You can wake up in the morning and put on your spiritual understanding before you even roll out of that bed. And if your flesh tries to groan because it's too early and you don't want to get up, just understand that sometimes you feel that way, but it doesn't have to change who you are and the way you believe. And you find grace right there in the bed. Lord God, man, I could sleep another half hour, but I can't. I got to get up. Thank you for the privilege called work. Thank you for the tool that helps pay bills. And I appreciate those workers all around me. God, I thank you that my life is a gift. There was a time I dreaded my schedule. There was a time I just wanted a new job. There was a time all I thought about was me. But I thank you. You have changed that, and you're doing the work in me. And I appreciate life, and I appreciate you, and I thank you for the honor of going into this job and just shining without even trying hard. I'm serious. That's communion with God. You talk like that in the bed. You cheer yourself on in truth. Your spirit man goes, get out there. You are bad in the spirit right there. You go to that mirror instead of going, this is going to take some time. You look right in that mirror and say, hey, you go, girl. I see him in you. You're working. Every time you fist bump yourself in the mirror, it'll never play you. It'll just, every time you high five in the mirror, total hit. I'm telling you the truth. I've been in my bedroom, walked right out, and you glance at that full-length mirror, and you go, oh. Nobody in the room but me and Jesus. I ain't kidding you. I believe you say you're out of your mind, I'm out of yours. That's why I'm doing this. I ain't caught up and condemned and thinking about 20 years ago and who touched me wrong. Yeah? Ain't thinking about that. Doesn't matter now. He's here. He changes everything. Nobody can make up for that. So he did. And he put new life in me. He didn't patch me up. He made me new. I'm not mad at my dad for being alcoholic. I don't feel like I lost all the years of my childhood with my dad. I'm not angry at my dad. Never was. Jesus changed me. So my dad, when I got saved, got mad for me getting saved. Thought I was trying to say I'm all this. He took it wrong, screamed at me, yelled at me. He didn't even know what he was doing. I was saved for 12 hours. So excited. Ran into my parents to tell them the good news. I got a finger in my face, red-faced dad, screaming, telling me you're on a pink cloud. When that crashes, then come talk to me. Da, da, da. He thought I was being haughty. He was offended. That's my story. It's crazy how we can be. We get so lost. I'm walking out of my house and I'm like, my dad's house. I said, man, Dad, I don't even know what you come walking in. So I'm walking out the house. And I said, I'm 12 hours old in the Lord. That's binky stuff, man. That's like bottle every, 2 hours? I'm 12 hours, man. I need a diaper scene, right? Dad screaming at me, baby stuff, man. But that ain't it. I'm 12 hours in the Lord. I get to the door, and I say, Lord, I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what happened. I'm not even sure what just happened. You know what the Lord said to my heart? I'm 12 hours old. Spoke to me in my heart in English. Your dad has a belief from little up. He's offended. He thought you crossed the line. He believes that it's never a place for a son to teach a dad. It's only a place for dad to teach a son. And he got upstaged by you. He felt offended and taken back. And I went right back in. I opened the door and guess what he's doing? Yelling at Mom. Taking the frustration and the venting that he didn't get to finish on me out on her. As if she did something wrong. It's amazing what we do to each other. You guys know what I'm talking about. You get riled up by a family member and that family member leaves, guess what you do? Usually pour out your frustration on the closest person by you and the closest person to you. And all of a sudden you're talking to them as if they're a problem. And they become a soundboard. That is not a fun place. People weren't created to just be a soundboard and take your steam. But you know in this room what I'm talking about. Because we've all done it at some level or experienced it. I just walk back in the room, I open the door, and he's just yelling at my mom, and he looks up, and I said, hey, Dad, listen, I'm really sorry, I didn't intend, well, and I said, no, listen, Dad, I just realized what happened. You felt like I was trying to teach you and tell you something, you got offended, you felt like you believed in your heart for a long time that it's only a place for a dad to teach his son, that you're my dad, I'm your son, so you feel like I crossed the line. I want you to understand something, Dad. I'm not 3. I'm not 13, I'm 33. And there might just be a time in my life where I see something you've never seen. And there might be a time in my life where I find out something you never knew. And Dad, it's just okay. I love you. And I walked right out of the house. Wow, he's talking about the wisdom of God. Just walked right out of the house. He was quiet. That was God. 3 days later, crying dad. Guess what he said to me? Dad, I need to apologize. The other day it was so out of control and out of order. I'm so sorry. I said, Dad, it's okay. No, it's not okay. And I can't get your words out of my head. I was 12 hours old. But guess what was powerful about my 12 hours old? I wanted to become like Jesus.
Amen.
Nobody owes me nothing. I just want to be like him. I don't want to live religion. I don't want to do what I did the first 20 years and just go to church and not look like him. I went to church till I was 20. Got saved when I was 33. Went to church till I was 20. All of a sudden it wasn't, you heard me, Dad. Well, I'm just trying to tell you something good that happened and I got saved and I thought you'd be happy and now you're... And all of a sudden I'm just telling them for accolade, telling them for approval, telling them to get... That's why you're so let down. You buy a gift for somebody the same way and they don't like the gift and you cry. I thought you bought it for them. You'd be amazed how much we're drawing identity from one another without realizing it. Somebody's got to blow a whistle now and then. You don't serve in a ministry in this church to be appreciated. You serve in a ministry in this church because of the kingdom and because you love to lay down your life to help the cause. Amen. And nobody has to say thank you. That's why when they do, it's healthy. Because you don't need it. Because you love them. Or you're going to get hurt after a while because they won't fill your expectation. And all of a sudden, Pastor Gary hadn't even acknowledged you're serving in the ministry for a while. And all of a sudden, they bring up Sister Helen and they say, man, we want to just give honor to her. She's been in this ministry. And all of a sudden, you're thinking, well, I've been in this ministry twice as long. They never called me up there. This stuff happens in churches often. And all of a sudden, you're serving in a ministry. You feel better about yourself and hope people acknowledge you. When they acknowledge you, it feeds the sickness, and guess what happens? You serve double time. You go way out of your way. Now you're extra servant. And now they go, whoa, you were double rate servant, man. We wouldn't survive without you. And they go, and it's damaging. Because the moment they don't get that, that's when they're offended and leave and carry that somewhere else. If you're sitting here hurt, still talking about, thinking about a church you used to go to and have a bad impression about, you're really cheating yourself. Because even if they were dead wrong, it doesn't make you right to become a product of it. Amen. Even if they were dead wrong, friend, why don't you grow up into Jesus a little more and not let what they didn't do or did decide what you are now that he's gone. I'm just telling you, I do not compromise peacefully when I meet people alone who want to tell me and justify, but you don't know what he was supposed to be a leader. I get that. Why don't you cry for him instead of keep crying for you? Why don't you feel sorry for him instead of keep sorry for you? Because you're missing the whole point of the gospel. And your life will never be free because people will make mistakes. Satan himself will line you up with people with weakness. If you're that easy, you'll be that easy. If you're touchy, you'll be touched. Yeah? So I'm telling you tonight, it would behoove you and bless you and benefit you. You just go, this is what repentance could look like. Duh. I'm done. I'm letting that die. Man, it don't matter how wrong they were. I'll let that thing eat my lunch and dictate me. I've sung all the right songs, and I'm living in some of the wrong places because I'm still letting that speak louder. Time for change.